Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles today, this Tuesday, April 29th. Now, today, we're going to be talking about the legal fate of the Chinese steel firm involved in the Bangkok building earthquake collapse, a man, and his pet cockroach. And a little later, deepfake adult content reaching crisis levels in South Korea. But before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the Thaiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. And first, we'll hear a word from our sponsor.
That's right. That's EC Markets. Thank you for sponsoring the show. If you've ever thought about trading in crypto, indices, crude oil, or anything in the global markets, EC Markets is a place to be.
Indeed. Not financial advisors, of course. Invest at your own risk.
Definitely not.
But they got all the tools that you need to get started on your financial journey. Thank you, EC Markets. All right, cool. Anyways, we're going to get started with an update on the big story of the week. The Chinese man who has been accused of murdering a trans woman has been denied bail in Pattaya. That's right, a 42-year-old Chinese man, his name Tong Yuan Fu, has been denied bail as of yesterday, April 28th, after being charged with the murder of a 25-year-old transgender woman in Pattaya. Police cited the seriousness of the crime and fears he might flee back to China. Fu, heavily guarded with a helmet and bulletproof vest, was taken to Pattaya Provincial Court amid heightened security due to local anger. No duh. Meanwhile, the victim's family held a brief Buddhist ritual at the crime scene before collecting her body from the Police General Hospital's Forensic Medicine Institute. This is horrifying stuff, and obviously it makes sense to slap the bulletproof vest on him, the helmet on him, the local, like the heinousness of the crime has elicited such a visceral reaction to this man who. People are still questioning the motives of it. He said that they got into some altercation and it escalated, but also he appeared to have the tools to do this stuff. If you have my tools, that.
Not everyone can just take someone home and just start dismembering people. It's not the kitchen knife just won't work.
Right? Yeah, this is a special kind of monster. So, the denied bail. He'll be facing his trial here in Thailand, and of course, they caught him at the airport. Right, scratch marks all on his face. This woman was fighting for her life, and I don't know. It's just crazy to me. People heard shouts and screaming. It was a wellness check that happened after the fact. Is how she was eventually discovered by the housekeeper, but it's scary to me how sometimes you could be surrounded by people but still be completely alone. So my heart goes out for this really horrifying story and this poor woman and her family. In any case.
Well, moving on to our next story, which is regarding a search that continues for missing Brit Daniel Hall. Nearly 20 years after British man Daniel Hall vanished on Koh Phangan, Thai and UK police say the case remains open. Hall, a weakest link winner, disappeared in 2008 after attending a full moon party last seen at a bar the following day. His belongings were left untouched and his bank account remained inactive. Appeals in 2013 and 18 generated leads, but no breakthrough. Authorities continue to encourage anyone with information about Hall's disappearance to come forward.
I mean, that's wishful thinking a little bit later, but it is also, I don't know, it's one of those things where if the family never gets any closure, it is nice to have the concept that, hey, the case is open, we're still looking into it, but this is not the first time we've heard a story like this. It happens over the years, and particularly with the full moon parties, so I don't want to speculate, but, these are areas where, people get really drunk, there's substance abuse, you're right near the ocean in some rocky places. I know there used to be on Koh Phangan, are you familiar with Mushroom Mountain?
No.
Mushroom Mountain would be like this trail that people would walk up to get some herbal enlightenment, if you know what I'm talking about.
Where's this in Koh Phangan?
Yeah, and but eventually they shut it down because it was too dangerous. People kept falling. So it's a big issue, and it'd be nice to see a little bit more safety, particularly because, of course, people have to be responsible for themselves, but you have to create it. If you're creating an environment where everybody's encouraged to really get messed up, you got to make sure that's a safe environment, I think, and that's still something that we're lacking on a little bit. All right. Well, anyways, on to our next story, which is regarding the earthquake. Sorry, I was trying to get the really sad news out of the way first.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
The steel firm that was behind the construction of the building that collapsed has been banned after violations in Thailand.
Okay.
So, Thailand's industry minister announced the permanent revocation of Shin Ke-yuan Steel's licenses following multiple legal violations, including supplying substandard steel linked to the collapsed SAO building. The company is now banned from operating or opening any future factories in Thailand. Investigations by the Department of Special Investigation are underway. Sorry, that was redundant. Tests confirmed Shin Ke-yuan steel products failed to meet industry standards, with further safety concerns raised after a crane accident at another factory site. Well, regulations are written in blood. It would be nice if they had done these testings on the steel before the tragedies that happened. But I guess better late than never. But as is the case with so many things when it comes to occupational safety and health, it takes a big accident before actual major changes happen.
Of course.
Sad.
Yeah. Well, for now, we're going to move on to our next story regarding frozen pensions leave expats struggling. This is going to be a huge problem.
Indeed.
British pensioner Christopher Lee, 70, living in Thailand, has criticized the UK's immoral frozen pensions policy, which leaves expats like him stuck with outdated payments. Since moving from Wrexham in 2010, Lee's pension has remained at £137 weekly, far below the current UK rate of £176.45. Over 450,000 British retirees worldwide face similar struggles amid rising living costs. Despite growing calls for reform, the UK government argues that unfreezing pensions would cost nearly £1 billion annually.
I mean, it's the social contract, right? You're paying into these pensions, like, Social Security in America throughout your entire working career.
Yeah.
You have an expectation it's going to be a certain amount of money. Look, I think the logic here is that the people living in England face higher living costs than people in Thailand. So they're like, okay, you don't need as much, but...
Yeah, but a pension's a pension.
I was
amount
expecting
should be
that.
The same.
Exactly.
I choose to live here for that.
I mean, that's a big reason why people move to Thailand, is because their pensions can go so much further. Unclear what the results will be here, but also this is a major crisis being faced by many Western countries. Is the population is aging, right? You age into your pensions and your Social Security. People are living a lot longer, so the funds are sucking up a lot more money than they have in the past. What is the solution? Because there could be an eventual collapse. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Well, anyways, on to a wacky story.
Here we go.
I have a weird one for you.
Only in Thailand.
Yeah, indeed. This is one of those only in Thailand. A pet cockroach incident has gone viral in Thailand. A foreign man in Kampang Pet, Thailand, sparked viral laughter after a woman tried to help by flicking a cockroach off his head, only to learn that it was his pet. What? No, the man, wearing a balaclava, became furious, scrambling to recover the insect. The video triggered a flood of jokes online, with Thai netizens poking fun at the odd pet choice and the cultural misunderstanding. The lighthearted clash highlights that sometimes surprising nature of cross-cultural encounters. Oh,
it's a foreign guy as well.
It is super weird. What was crazy about it was his reaction to it is so visceral. He thought this lady just killed my pet. And it just goes to show you can get really attached to.
How did he even know what was going on? It just he wasn't even looking. It's just a flick, but he just knew.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened. It's happened before or something.
I guess so. You gotta wonder what the story is. Though.
I love how that person was also trying to be a hero. It's like most people would just run away from the cockroach. She's like, nope, let me flick it.
It was a good intention, a good deed. I would certainly want somebody to do that for me.
Cockroaches are living things too.
Indeed, what are the strangest pets? Jason, would you have a pet cockroach?
No, he's a reptilian. He hates cockroaches for some reason. He freaks out by. Is it cockroaches?
It is. He does.
Or
freak
grasshoppers
out.
That he's freaked out by.
That is why he's completely ignored the question, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that's. I don't know. You can find love anywhere. Who are we to judge?
Oh well. Anyways, we're moving on to our last story from Thailand. Thailand cracks down on mobile banking fraud. Mobile banking fraud in Thailand, as Thailand continues to verify 700,000 foreigner-registered mobile numbers linked to mobile banking accounts to combat tech-related crime. Ordered by Digital Economy Minister Prasert, the checks require names on phone registrations to match banking accounts by April the 30th. Non-compliance could lead to banking service suspensions starting in June. Banks are contacting affected users. While those not notified can continue as normal, the move reflects Thailand's tightening measures against cybercrime and unregistered mobile use.
Yeah, so this kind of annoys me because I don't, like, now I'm just sitting around waiting. I ignore so many messages from my bank, and now I'm just like, is one of these going to come in and like, oh no, is my account frozen now because I've ignored it? So yes, if you are a foreigner living here in Thailand, do pay attention to the notifications coming from your bank. They're trying to just verify everybody because the scams have become such an epidemic here. It's been a big issue. I don't know.
Don't do it.
Have
Don't
you fallen
scam.
for any scams?
I have never fallen for an active scam, no.
No, me.
As in, like, somebody scammed me into paying something?
Right, yeah.
Nah, man. I mean, I'm quite vanilla in that way. I'm quite a straight shooter. Like, I don't try to take shortcuts when it comes to, like, government work, all of that stuff. So, fortunately, no.
We've definitely had people in the office be scammed before.
Yes.
So it is an issue here.
For, like, driving license and stuff, and other people. Like, it happens. It happens.
yeah.
It gets to the best of us.
I know some people actually. I shouldn't even say this. I've heard of some people trying to buy Romanian passports. Like,
Oh.
How do you think that's going to work, bro? You can't, like, this is not.
Just buy a Romanian passport in Thailand.
You're right. Like,
It's
not in
legit.
Thailand. It was in Romania, I think. But I'm just like that.
It's legit.
You are not going to see your money, and if you get it, like, what is Romanian a good passport? I'm not
Created
sure.
a nationality for you. I just watch too much Tate.
Yeah. Hey, Stinking Rocket, how do you know my bank balance? He says, Alex, about my negative 265 baht balance.
Whoa.
Can I borrow some money, by the way?
Is it possible to go negative 265?
I don't know.
Only if you have like a
Been down
credit
there.
card, I'm guessing.
Right. I'm not sure. Yeah. Don't ask me about my credit card.
Anyways.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsor before heading into the ASEAN section of the news. Time. On the uptick on YouTube, guys. Thank you for coming in and support, and do be sure to like and subscribe the stream, guys. That does help us out a lot algorithmically. Hopefully we'll get us onto more people's feeds and continue to support the growth of this channel. All right. Well, anyways, guys, we're on to the ASEAN Now section of the news, and actually our first stop is not ASEAN at all, but still East Asia. But I found the story very interesting, and I'm curious to hear your take on it. Deepfake pornography is reaching crisis levels in South Korea. That's right. In South Korea, deepfake pornography is devastating lives, with AI technology enabling non-consensual sexual images even of people who never shared explicit photos. Victims like one university student named Ruma faced harassment and threats after her face was digitally manipulated onto nude bodies and shared online. Despite new laws toughening penalties, enforcement remains weak, with only 23 arrests out of nearly 1,000 reported cases in 2023. Activists are stepping in to help victims as the crisis, especially in schools, continues to grow. South Korea has a lot of big problems. Like, I mean, this is going to be a big issue everywhere, I think, as AI tools become more widely available. And, there are guardrails in place on things like ChatGPT. Like, you can't make that there. But there's plenty of AI generating tools that are, allowing this explicit manipulation. I remember it recently came out with Scarlett Johansson, who was, like, shocked. That's a lot of the explicit content that was being made about her. And really, if someone like her has no way of getting around it, then how are we supposed to expect normal people for their enforcement to be able to get the support that they need from the police? It doesn't seem like an issue that the police are very interested in trying to squash. And because the nature of the crimes are online, it's very difficult to track these people who can very easily remain hidden in anonymity behind the keyboard. But yeah, anyways.
Moving on to our next story. Philippines rejects China's sandy K claim. The Philippines has denied China's claims that it dealt with a Philippine mission at Sandy Cay in the disputed South China Sea. Chinese officials accused 6 Filipinos of illegally landing on the reef, but Manila refuted the allegation, calling it an outright lie and part of Beijing's disinformation. Philippine officials showed recent photos and videos of their personnel raising the national flag at Sandy Cay to prove their continued presence and control.
Yeah, the disputes rage on. And, the Philippines, they went there, they raised their flag. They're like, this is the Philippines. China said, oh, we dealt with them. And they're like, what? We were just going back home. What do you, you didn't do anything. So the disputes rage on. And, of course, it's between the Philippines and China, it is... the Philippines is a little brother, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course, they have America's backing, so they have the footing to make these challenges in the South China Sea. But China, obviously, not very pleased with this. And this is exactly the thing, right? Like, in a time where America, with its tariffs, seemed to be doing a job of alienating many partners, particularly in Southeast Asia, China doing things like this sort of push them running back into the arms of America and the support that country can bring. So
America.
Yeah, so a weird story. But apparently, who knows who to believe in these things. All right, on to our next story. So Singapore is having elections soon, and the question is being raised about Malaysia's influence in it. So Malaysia's Pan-Malaysian Islamic Party, or PAS, has denied claims that its leaders attempted to influence Singapore's upcoming general election, calling the allegations inaccurate and exaggerated. Singapore blocked the social media pages of 2 PAS leaders, citing interference concerns. PAS stressed that the posts were personal opinions, not official party policy, and reaffirmed respect for Singapore's sovereignty. While acknowledging Singapore's right to act, PAS criticized the response as overly harsh given their historically respectful relations. I mean, that's at the end of the day. Singapore obviously has they can be very authoritarian when it comes to opinions being shared on the internet. What's wild to me about this is, like, these aren't even Singaporean citizens, right? Like, these are people operating in Malaysia, just giving their opinion on what they think about Singaporean politics. I'm not sure I would agree with the opinions of these leaders anyways, but certainly freedom of speech is not a really respected and protected thing in many Asian countries, particularly down here when quote-unquote elections are happening. I always find it funny that, I feel like freedom of speech is such a big part of getting out there in the elections. I guess the other side of it is the disinformation stream that happens too. We've seen the major impact that the disinformation has had on many Western elections. So maybe Singapore's just trying to put up some guardrails on that. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be. All right. Well, we're going to move on to Cambodia next. Everyone's favorite Cambodia, where a rare hailstorm stuns Cambodia. Now, Cambodia experienced a rare hailstorm on April the 26th, with hailstones surprising residents across the country, including near Angkor Wat. Now, while hail is uncommon in Cambodia's tropical climate, experts say such events can occur during seasonal transitions. No major damage was reported, but the storm sparked discussions about increasing extreme weather in Southeast Asia. Now, similar freak hailstorms have recently hit Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia, reflecting growing regional concerns over climate unpredictability. One more thing to be worried about in Thailand.
Yeah.
Pollution, flooding, hailstorms, apparently.
Yeah. I lived in Florida, and we used to get them pretty frequently in Florida too, which is also similar tropical climate. So yeah, it can happen anywhere, and it is horrifying when it does. Like, I've been pelted by hail before, like out in the fields or whatever.
I guess that's where insurance comes to play, but you could just be driving a normal Sunday and then just rocks.
Oh, absolutely.
Hitting you.
It's a thing. Like, the insurance claims have to be made. It's happened to my cars before back when I was living in Florida.
Okay.
It's a little dense and things but it's a very nuisance thing, but it's also painful if you get stuck out there in it. So, stay safe and just keep your eyes on the sky.
Guys. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today and from around ASEAN. You can find more stories on thetiger.com or visit ASEANnow.com.
Indeed, that is Thailand's largest expat forum and rapidly growing around the Southeast Asian region. Don't forget to subscribe here to the channel on YouTube, stay up to date on all things Thailand, and to follow us. Do we have the card up yet, Todd? No. Damn. All right. Well, anyways, we're going to get that up at some point. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, everywhere. It's just at the Thaiger Official. You'll be able to see all sorts of content and get more than we show you here on the YouTube channel. Yeah. So, that being said, let's dive in to the comments section and see what people have to say.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thethaiger.com and join the conversation.